Hey there, my name's Johnny Pugh, in-game character name Sir Livingston, and welcome to EVE Guide. Today I'll be telling you how I've maximized my skill training, my SP gain over these past 41 months, 3.5 years I've been playing EVE Online. Now, currently, in EVE Online there are two things that affect the speed at which you gain skill points, SP. These are remapping, attribute remapping, and attribute implants. Now, the key word there is attributes. Your skill training, the speed at which you gain SP, is based on your attributes. Attributes determine how fast your character can absorb a certain skill, can learn a certain skill. Okay, so where do you find your attributes? Go to my character sheet, right here, attributes. This will tell you the level, how many points your attributes are for each level, each category. We have perception, memory, willpower, intelligence, charisma. Right? Now also, here's the remap button. I'll also discuss that later. First thing is attribute implants. These are implants that allow you to increase your attributes by either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 points. This depends on which implant you plug in, which implant you can actually plug in. Now, attribute implants require the skill cybernetics. I'm going to go right here and open up one of my skills. Here's one of my jump clones. Here's my G to jump clone, right? This is the attribute implant. It requires cybernetics level 4 and science 3. Okay? That is the skills, science and cybernetics, that are required to fit these implants. Let me go find one of the improved ones here. See, it requires science 3, and this plus 5, it's a plus 5 implant, requires cybernetics 5. It's a pretty long skill train, like 10 days or so. Okay, so attribute implants require cybernetics, skill, and science. Science level 3, cybernetics to level whatever level you want to train it up to. Now, cybernetics determines which implant you can plug in. The corresponding level of cybernetics relating to the implant. So plus 1 implant modifier you can then get access to, I believe, with only cybernetics 1. So a plus 1 implant requires cybernetics level 1, a plus 2 implant requires cybernetics level 2, and so on into cybernetics 5 for a plus 5. Okay, now each of these implants, there are 5 of them for every single attribute. They each require their own slot. Okay, like this one requires slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, slot 5. Like right here, for instance, this one, intelligence implant, it can only be plugged in into slot 4. Just like every other implant. And each one costs a certain amount of money, right? So plus 5s cost over 100 million ISK. Now, depending on the market, it fluctuates. But plus 5s cost like 100 million, plus 4s cost like 20 million or so. It varies. So I recommend, if you're into PvP, if you don't really mind losing a clone or a pod, using plus 4s is optimum, or plus 5s if you can afford it. But plus 5s, a whole rack of plus 5s is over 500 million in value. So if you want to if you get potted, that's going to show up 500 mil loss or more. So attribute implants, this will increase your base number at which your attributes are level. Right? So since I have plus 4s, or I have on this character, actually, I don't have plus 4s. I have a C1, which is a plus 3, I believe. Yeah, plus 3 modifier, right here. And plus 2s. Now, for more information on how to understand this, EveMon. EveMon is the application I use, and it helps you really understand the speed at which you gain SP and how that relates to your attributes. EveMon. Look that up, right? Pretty nice. Now, to mention these implants, if you plug in these implants, they cannot be unplugged and reused. They're only, once they get plugged in, they're attached to that jump clone. You cannot reuse them. Now, if your jump clone dies, all your implants are lost. You have to get a whole new set, and you gotta pay for it. It can get expensive if you PvP in with these clones a lot. That's why a lot of PvPers, a lot of full-time, they don't PvP with plus 4s, plus 5s. They might PvP with plus 3s or something. The second thing is remapping. Remapping is when you change the base number of your attributes. You can find it in your attributes category under remap. Right there, you click remap, it brings up the neural remapping window. This shows all of your attributes, the base level, which is 17, and how much your implant modifiers. See right here, these are my implant modifiers. And this shows the result right there. Now, if you want to remap, this is important to understand. Skills, right? Skills have a primary and secondary attribute, right? This determines how fast you can learn a skill, your primary and secondary attributes of that individual skill. I'll go to a skill right here I'm training. So tactical shield manipulation. I'll show my info right here. Primary attribute is intelligence, secondary attribute is memory. So if you want to maximize your skill training, if you were training a lot of skills that require intelligence and memory as a primary and secondary attribute, you would remap so that you fill up your primary attribute of intelligence to max and then filling up memory. Basically, you're trying to match your primary and secondary skills that you're training to your character's attribute numbers. Now, this can get all confusing if you don't understand, if you don't have a base knowledge for EVE Online. This can get very confusing, so you're not going to understand a lot of it if you're not at least a month-old character or so. So, most common primary and secondary attributes in EVE Online, as I know from my experience, is intelligence memory, as you see right here. That's the most common primary, secondary. And then also, let me go to missiles, perception, willpower. That's the second type, perception, willpower. Primary, perception, secondary, willpower. Now, over the years that I've been training my character, I have been maximizing my skill training by only training skills that I've been remapped for, that I specifically remap for. Like right now, I'm remapped for intelligence and memory, and I'm trying my best to only train skills that are intelligence primary and memory secondary. That way I maximize how much SP I gain every single hour. And I've been doing that ever since I started playing. Now lately I've been becoming less and less concerned with that, and that is because I've just have all the skills I really like or I really need, so it's not having that real need to maximize my SP anymore as I was when I was younger in the player. Now, remapping can only happen in like once a year, or if you have like a bonus remap, you're lucky, but once per year around there. Now, as an example, I'm gonna give you for myself as an example. I have 77.5 million skill points, and I've been playing the game for about 41 months. So that means on average, I've averaged about 1.89 million skill points per month, which isn't bad. Before, when I was really active on keeping my skill training focused on my remap and my attributes, my implants, I was getting 2 million skill points a month easy. Alright, you can do that too. It requires some money and some training. Get cybernetic skill up, train your cybernetic skill up to level 4, level 5, plug in those +4s, +5s, whatever you can afford, and remap your attributes right here. You can only do it about once per year, be careful. And train those skills that are most closely related to those primary, secondary attributes. Now, if you don't understand this, I apologize. It's really difficult to describe because it requires a lot of understanding of skills, the primary, secondary attributes, implants. It takes some time. I hope this helped you a bit. I wanted to discuss this because I realize this is something I haven't covered, and it's very important for younger players to understand how they can increase the SP gain of their characters, because skills, it's so important as a younger character, having those right skills. So, if you have any questions, post them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to reply to them. I hope you appreciate this. I hope this really hits somebody like, wow, I can really train faster by plugging in implants? Yeah, you can. So look into it, and a basic internet search will give you plenty of results for more information on this neural remapping, training, optimizing your skill training for EVE Online. It's very simple once you get into it. Seems like basic knowledge to me now, but you know, years ago, it was, you know, a whole learning process, a whole other area of the game to learn. I hope this helped you, and good luck out there, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.